What's going on, guys? In this video, I'm going to try to explain how to set up your SP-404 MK2 as an effects processor so that you can use the effects inside your DAW. You can send any audio from VSTs to samples to your external synths through your SP-404, use the effects in it, and send the audio back to your DAW and record like inside Ableton or whatever DAW you use. And we're going to do it all over one USB cable. Okay. I've seen a lot of videos on YouTube where people are explaining how to do this, but they're routing audio cables from the 404 back and forth to their interface. And you actually don't have to do that. You can do this all over the USB-C. And it's actually adding three inputs to whatever interface you have because um, the 404 has two TRS jacks on the back and one TRS jack on the front. And when you use it together with your interface and you use it over USB, audio over USB, you're not taking up any audio inputs on your interface. So you're actually gaining three inputs doing it this way. And what we're going to do is we're using a technique called creating an audio device in aggregate is the term, I believe. Um, so yeah, let's go ahead and start. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to open up your control panel. You can do this on a Mac. I read that you can do this on a Mac too. I don't know how to tell you how to do it, so you're just going to have to look it up. Um, but I'm on Windows, and we're going to go to audio, manage audio devices here. You're going to find your audio interface. You're going to right click it and you're going to select default device will be the option on your menu. Mine is already my default device, so that's not an option for me, but that's what you're going to do. And then you're going to go down to the SP-404 MK2. You're going to right click that and you're going to do select as default communications device, right? And then you're going to go to the recording tab and you're going to do the same thing in the same order. Okay. Once you have done that, we're going to install our audio driver. I use ASIO for all because my interfaces drivers don't allow me to set up an aggregate device. So, but ASIO for all does. So it's a free driver. You just type into Google ASIO for all. It's ASIO for all. Download the driver and install it. And then once you have that installed, we're going to go into Ableton or whatever DAW you're using. Go to your settings and make sure that the driver is selected as ASIO and then ASIO for all. You may be able to use your audio interfaces driver to do this. I wasn't able to use mine, but yeah. So then once this is selected, you go to hardware setup and make sure that your audio interface is turned on here. It's highlighted. And make sure that all of your input and your output channels are turned on. So I have mine right here. You can see in 1 to 8 is turned on. Out 1 to 10 is turned on. Then you're going to go down here and just do the same thing for the SP-404. You're going to make sure that it's turned on and that the output is turned on and that the input is turned on. All right. So now we go to input config, and for when you're first just setting this up for the first time, just turn on all of these. You turn them on by clicking them. They turn yellow when they're on. And then you have to go down here and hit OK to save it. Okay. If you just close the window, it doesn't save. So make sure all these are turned on. You can turn on all the mono ones if you want to. Just make sure they're all on and hit OK. All right, you can turn those off later when you figure out which ones you don't need to use. You can turn off all of the channels that you're not going to use later on. But for now, we'll just have them all on. All right, so once those settings are done, I think we did everything we need to do. We're going to close out of that. Yeah, so now we go over here and you can see how this is how I have my Ableton routed. I have a Mini Freak audio going into my audio interfaces channels 1 and 2. Um, you might have other devices that you want to hook up, other synths, whatever. So I'll just go over this real quick, how this is set up, and this should give you some insight into how you are going to set up your system. So this is just a MIDI channel. We're gonna ignore that. I'm just using a MIDI channel to send a signal to the Mini Freak and play it. Then this is an audio channel that is recording audio directly from the Mini Freak without any effects. Okay, so this is just a setup like the external input. It's set to external in. It's set to the 1-2 channel, which is my Mini Freak, and that's it, right? So that's it for that channel. And then this is another audio channel, and this channel is going to send audio from the Mini Freak to the 404. All right. So this is where we get into routing to the 404. The input setting is set to external in. Okay. If the sub input channel is selected as channel 1 and 2, which is my Mini Freak input. Monitoring is set to auto on everything. Then the output is set to external out, and then it is set to channels 11, 12, which is the input channels on my SP-404. So, oh yeah, let me go back and explain something I forgot to explain real quick. However many channels you have on your audio interface, I have 8 input channels. The 404 is going to be the next channels. So I have 8, so my 404's input channels are 9, 10. Like if you have 6 channels on your interface, and then you have a mysterious extra 7, 8 channels all of a sudden, that's going to be your 404 MK2 most likely, okay? Once you figure out which ones they are, label them. Like you can type in here. So go ahead and label them, and you'll be able to see it in the other menus. It makes your life a little easier remembering what is what. All right. All right. Back to the settings. Yeah. So Mini Freak 2 404 audio is where we were down here. This is sending audio to channels 11 and 12, which is the input channels on my 404. And then this is the return. Okay. This is the return audio channel. It's another audio channel. It's set to external in. The input is set to the 910 channels from the 404. So that is my 404's output channels. Okay. And then the output on this channel, which is the return channel, this is set to main. All right. And that's it, really. A big key, a big freaking very important thing here is when you are sending audio from whatever you want to send it to, and you want to hear that audio bounce back, right? You have to select both channels. You can't just arm Mini Freak to 404. You won't hear it. Like you can see that the audio is being sent somewhere, but you're not getting anything back, right? You have to control click and have both channels armed. And now I hear the audio coming back from the 404, and it is being processed through the effects processor, but I don't think you can hear it on OBS Studio just because the way it's routed. Like you're just gonna have to trust me that it's working for me. It's working for me inside Ableton, and if I record it, it's the processed sound that has gone through the effects buses on my 404. It's just not being routed through OBS, so you probably only hear the mini freak without the effects. But it is working, and it does work. Okay, I just don't know how to exactly route it through the 404. I didn't want to mess with routing the audio from the 404 through OBS and then back, so we didn't do that. And you have to have the external source button selected. It has to be on your 404, and also your effects have to be turned on, obviously. Otherwise, you're not going to be processing any effects. So, you can, with this setup, you can do a lot. I'm basically adding an extra 5 effects channels to my mini freak, you know, which is really cool, and I can change them all on the fly using the knobs and stuff on the 404. I can use skip back recording on the 404. I could record in the 404 if I wanted to. I don't do that, but I could. Yeah, so it's just it's really awesome. It's a really cool setup, and it took me a long time and a lot of frustration to figure it out. So I figured I'd just go ahead and let you guys know how to do it, so you don't have to spend the time fucking around figuring it out yourself. So hope this helps somebody. And if you have any questions, or you have like you're stumped or whatever, just post comments in YouTube, or reply to me on Reddit, and um, I'll post my name, and I'll try to get back to you and help you guys out. All right.